And welcome to Rob Schmitt tonight. Happy Friday to you. Nancy Pelosi's husband, Paul, had to have surgery on his skull today after a man broke into the Pelosi San Francisco home at 2:30 in the morning and attacked him with a hammer while allegedly screaming, "Where is Nancy?" Paul Pelosi is expected to recover, but it was clearly a gruesome attack. Nancy Pelosi was traveling when it happened, but it seems pretty clear that in some bizarre way this is somehow politically motivated. And it's certainly not an uncommon story in American politics. In July, Congressman Lee Zeldin, running for governor, attacked by a wacko liberal with a blade at a campaign rally. Zeldin handled the attack with help from his friends. Thankfully, he was not hurt. Just a few years ago, Steve Scalise was shot by a Bernie Sanders supporter while playing baseball. Scalise nearly died. During the Trump presidency, Senator Rand Paul, a friend of this show, was attacked in his own front yard by his psychotic liberal neighbor. On Twitter, the daughter of Paul and Nancy Pelosi celebrated that 2017 attack on Rand Paul, saying Rand Paul's neighbor was right. Christine Pelosi apparently loves political violence. I wonder what she thinks of it being directed at her own family, though. Admiral Mike Franken is running for Senate in Iowa against Chuck Grassley right now. Last year, Franken tweeted, "Wasn't Rand's neighbor more than a little in the right?" Aren't these lovely people? We're not seeing that kind of rhetoric on the right. In fact, Rand Paul himself tweeted today, "No one deserves to be assaulted. Unlike Nancy Pelosi's daughter, who celebrated my assault, I condemn this attack and I wish Mr. Pelosi a speedy recovery." But aside from the liberal tendency to celebrate violence against their political opposition, there's another big angle to this story, and that, of course, is crime. This is another horrible crime occurring in the once great city of San Francisco, which under the leadership of Nancy Pelosi and other liberals who until now never seem to suffer the consequences of their own horrible policies, liberal leaders fashionably abandoned law and order to fit the new woke orthodoxy, all, of course, in the pursuit of political power. Of course, with a 9-figure net worth, Nancy and Paul have always felt untouchable in that city, no matter how bad they let it get, no matter how much they spoil it. Sure, let's decriminalize. Why not? Let's get rid of drug laws. No bail is awesome. Rainbow, smiley face, no human is illegal. All part of a mindless ideology that has captivated the spoiled American left. And of course, politicians like Nancy Pelosi just nod and go along because all they really care about is power and, of course, feeding all the information to their son and their husband and everybody getting rich and all of that. We know how politics in this country works. But listen to this interview with a neighbor of Paul Pelosi's who explains how reality has slowly crept into this neighborhood, which, of course, houses the once untouchable elites.
Usually I feel pretty safe because we have a neighborhood security. City has been crazy. We've had couple mentally ill people in the past month around the neighborhood, but that the security took care of them.
So reports indicate that Paul Pelosi's attacker was a 42-year-old borderline homeless lunatic who at one point lived in a storage unit in Berkeley and has ties to nude activism, hemp jewelry, and political extremism. It's rare, though, to see a story of our political elites having to suffer the consequences of their inaction. But this is one of those stories. If San Francisco was safe, managed properly, well policed, and criminals were prosecuted, the attack on Paul Pelosi would not have happened. That is not the case here. As Democrats have abandoned their voters over the years, our big blue cities have all collapsed. Name one major city that's not a dumpster fire in this country. You just can't do it because the liberals that run them don't really care. They rule based on virtue, not reality, and the one thing they're best at is ignoring victims of crime. Democrats have a unique ability to sense even the slightest injustice to a person that they deem marginalized, while being totally desensitized to countless innocent victims created from their policies. That is how they're capable of instituting pro-crime policies, which kill thousands of young black men every single year while claiming that they are protecting the black community from injustice.